Okay, these are digital video notes, customer Meadows, Lowe's 413. There's a few things that we need to look at in the kitchen today. We are partially installed. We have several things that need to be addressed. So I just want to go through those really quickly with you, just to let you see what I'm looking at while I'm here. Basically, if you look right here, this was drilled for a single handle. It's a base 27, and the customer is wanting just like the other 27s over here, wanting to have the same handle layout for those. They were thinking about just using the two holes in the middle, but the offset is different than the offset over there. See how close that one is to the end of the drawer front? And this would be really far away from the end of the drawer front. So a base 27, new drawer front for this one. Same thing over here on this side. It got drilled for a single. It should have been for a double, just like from the same viewpoint, you can see the same cabinet. So this one is a base 27 drawer front as well. Now go back to the back of the island. On the island here, if you see on the bottom, that's a toe kick area. And you see beside of it, the cabinet is square to the floor. So a couple things that you want to do on these cabinets from KraftMaid is order it as a WRK, which is wide rail kitchen. And that makes it voided toe kick as far as like no toe kick. The actual front of the piece of wood goes all the way to the floor. That gives you the appearance of a furniture board bottom on the cabinet, but more importantly, it matches it up with the thickness of what you have here on this end. Now, one other thing, the customers ordered, or they have ordered, I think, a couple of doors here and a drawer front for that to actually match this look, but without handles. If you put handles on that, that's definitely going to be somebody trying to open it, and then they'll end up pulling the drawer front off or the door off. The alternate to that, and because if you take a 27 drawer front and put it on here, and you put a 227 doors on here, you have no place here on the end to hide with any kind of molding. The edge of the paneling and the outside corner molding will not fit on the edge of that. Your outside corner molding takes up about 1/2 inch or 3/8 on either side of this corner. So one of the items on my list was a base 24 but full height door .NH, which is no hinge. And that's going to be 2 tall doors to go right here. Or it could also be another matching base end panel, but I don't think that would look right because it goes all the way to the floor. So the matching base end panel is actually going to go all the way to the floor on this end. So this the base 24 full height .NH, no hinge, 2 tall doors for right here. That will equal to be the same length as the bottom line of these. And then we actually have a piece of OG pilaster molding on the materials list to go around the end and actually finish this out with a nice finished molding. And then a piece of quarter round, because that molding is going to end up being even with the face of that piece down there. And a nice quarter round then would transition right straight over the face of it and come down and come to the inside. One of the standard moldings with any kitchen remodel is going to be quarter round molding. If you order a sink base, you need to order a piece of quarter round molding to go under it, because everything has to be shimmed to height and to make everything level. But in this particular one, the customer already has quarter round in the rest of the house. You can see it here. He actually has quarter round everywhere else, and so he wants this to look like the quarter round he has in the rest of the house. Now, there is a piece of toe board here to cover this bare spot underneath. No problem there. We've got a piece big enough over there left over to do that with. And one of the other pieces that's coming, you can see this bare spot here, is there's actually another cabinet coming here for the microwave to fit in. Now this microwave is 24 inches wide and 18.5 inches deep and about 12.5 inches tall. So it is a 27-inch microwave cabinet that's coming that I believe he says is 21 inches deep, and also a trim kit for the front of that microwave. Make sure that the trim kit and everything else will work with the dimensions of the cabinet. I believe all that's been taken care of, but there's no way for me to verify. But this is the microwave that's going to go in a cabinet that's on its way. Now, there is no top molding treatment that has been ordered for any of the cabinets. So as it stands, this is the finished top of the cabinets. Customers may be talking about doing some type of a starter trim and then using house crown, which is the store stock 2 3/4 face crown molding, 2 5/8 face crown molding to wrap around the rest of the cabinets after we're done. But right now, there is no top molding treatment on the cabinets. One cabinet here, a UC 2493, the right-hand top door. If you take a look, it is not touching the bumper at the top. It's fully pulled on the hinge here, and it does not touch at the top. So that is a warped door. We're going to have to get a new door for that one. Bottom door is fine, but that top one cannot be adjusted. Come around here on the refrigerator side. Customer sees the gap here, understands the fridge is going to slide over some because of the moldings that have to be put in down here in the corner. The fridge will move over a little bit and fill in this hole. But at the top, you can actually see the bottom of the cabinet. See right here? It's maple inside there. So one of the 642 fillers that I've got in that order will actually be for a thin strip to go across here and create a valance under that cabinet to give a nice built-in look for the top of the fridge so that you can't see the maple underneath there. Here's the toe drawers, and just a couple of things about toe drawers that you need to know. The toe kick actually doesn't go on the front of the toe drawer. If you look, there is a piece of 1/2" ply. See that open ply right there? And it's actually screwed to inside like that. And that's actually packaging material. So this piece comes off, and a 3/4 inch filler, that's just one of the 642 fillers that I'm ordering, a 3/4 inch filler that's cut 4 inches tall is put on the front of this as a decorative face. And it has small reveals at the top, about a 1/4 inch top, 1/4 inch at the floor. Because if you use a piece of toe kick, see that, how it's rubbing the floor? So if you use a piece of toe kick, the material itself is just going to be prone to fall off. It's got to be a solid material. Like I say, we've taken this packaging material off here and actually put a 3/4 inch solid wood piece on the front with an extra 642 filler. And that gives it a nice solid front look, just like if it was a drawer, just like that is if it was a drawer on the front of it. And then this one actually functions. This one here is rubbing the ground so bad that it's actually pulling the piece off the front of the piece. So I just told them, be careful when they open it, close it till we can get it replaced. It actually won't go back. There it goes. It goes back. So now let's talk about the oven. So on the oven, there's actually a list here on top of the oven. See this little label, and the one they have is a JP3530. So this is a compatible piece to go above the oven. So we looked it up online. We looked it up in the manual, and this is a compatible piece. The difference is, if you look right here, this is 1 inch down from the bottom of the countertop, and the specification for this 3-inch piece to fit above it is for this to be 2 inches down. Well, if you look down here, they cut it out all the way to the floor of the cabinet. But what's going to have to happen is the floor is going to have to be removed. We're going to have to actually take 2x4s or 2x6s and build a base for that piece to sit on in place. It'll still have a finished front on the front of it. And that's the other 642 filler that I'm ordering, just in case I need it for the front of that. But we're going to actually have to open up the cabinet and bring this piece down to be able to have enough room for that guy to drop in place. If you look back here, the conduit on the back is actually hanging down. So you've got 3 inches of thickness here, but you've got another inch of conduit that hangs underneath that's touching the top of this. So this guy here has got to go down at least another 1.25 inches or so from where it's at. And that's all the way to the bottom. That piece of black molding on the bottom, of metal I should say, is going to be even with the bottom of that line there, that white line. So that's where we're going to get our extra space to make that sit in on top of the other. So the oven will have to be taken out. The cooktop will have to be disconnected. Then fix the cabinet, put the oven back in, reconnect the cooktop, set it in place, and all should be Bob's your uncle with that one. Now, I have one more thing we talked about today, and this is something that I can't really do anything about. I just want to cover it in the video. This is a 36-inch hood that is captured in the interior of the home. Behind this hood is a staircase, right there, staircase. This hood is about 9, maybe 11 feet from that outside wall over there. And this all has actual, like a bedroom up above it. This is a vent-only hood. If we did a recirculation on this, the only thing we can do is actually put an actual vent in the face of it up at the top. And the vent itself doesn't have any filters. It doesn't have any charcoal filters. It doesn't have any type of filtration. So when you go forward with this, if you're going to put the liner here and the vent on it, and then you're going to go ahead and hook everything up so it'll blow through the top of this, there's no soot or smoke filtration. There's no smell filtration. It's just not suited for what he's trying to get it to do. Now, we talked about today several scenarios of opening up the ceiling and cutting through all the all the floor joists to get to the outer wall. And I mean, those are all things that are way outside the scope of anything that I do for Lowe's. And it's also not something we're licensed to do. But this is something that, from a standpoint of design as well as a standpoint of the functionality of it, he's telling me it's just a big light bulb. It's not really got any function as far as circulating air. So he wants to have someone help him out with trying to figure out what to do with this piece next. He doesn't know, as far as from the layout of the kitchen, doesn't know where to go from here unless we change gears and change it with something else or do something different. So that was just giving you some information about what the hood is and how it's done and how it's used in the room for you guys to work with the customer on. I think that's pretty much it. If you have any, restrictor clips. Couple of bags or one bag of restrictor clips. If you notice, the doors touch the moldings. Same thing here. Doors are touching. So we definitely want to always have restrictor clips in our design. An extra touch-up kit would be something that we need to make sure that we have an extra touch-up kit. I don't have one on site right now to be able to do any kind of repair or finish work. So make sure we get one of those as well. If you have any, I do have one other picture. The reason we're reordering the molding for the outside corner molding, it's one here. This is a piece of scribe, and that's the piece of outside corner molding. So it is way bad warped, twisted and warped in the length of it. So that's the reason we're ordering a new piece. All right, if you have any questions about the kitchen, feel free to give me a call at 423-650-1051. Have a great day.